guys. Rick Shaw here on the 20th of June, 2022. And we are having a magnificent day. Just is absolutely gorgeous. The weather feels great. It's not too hot, a little bit of a breeze. Probably going to get out here and clean the bike today. Probably do it in the shade, makes it a little easier so it doesn't dry up. Got to tighten my chain up a little bit. As you can see, it's a little bit sloppy. So I got to get that, I want to tighten that down a little bit. I did make a boo-boo when I was putting the sprocket on. These little adjusters down here, I didn't put the marks on the outside. They put them towards the inside, so but I can get them adjusted pretty straight. I can measure them off pretty good, and we'll get that taken care of today. My sweetie's going down for her third rabies shot. The little dog nipped her. I didn't think she needed it. Dog's fine, but taking precautions, I guess. And there's my little buddy over there. Come on, baby. Oh, she comes right over, doesn't she? Good girl. Good baby. She's listening real good. We are having a problem here with all of a sudden there's these dogs around. I don't know who they belong to. We have a neighbor over here or that way that he has some dogs, but he keeps them on a leash, and now we've got these dogs running around. I don't know who they belong to. They look like nice dogs, well kept and everything, but they're just loose. And I actually went for a pretty early morning walk because I wanted to take Shakes out for a poop walk. She doesn't want to poop when the puppy's with her, so I left the puppy in here. I can't get out because of my stuff there. And there's these dogs chasing after her because she's in heat. And it's like, oh crap, I can't even walk down the street without all these dogs. And I don't know who they belong to. Nobody seems to know, none of the workers, none of the people who live here, so I guess they're just strays that came in. But like I say, you look at them, they look to be in real good shape. They seem like friendly enough dogs and all this, but they're males, and I don't need this little one knocked up. So, but she still got her little sore there. I can't seem. We went to the vet and got some medicine for that, and we can't seem to clear that up. So I'm probably going to have to take her again to the vet and see what's wrong with her. I don't like that kind of blemish on her. But it's something I wanted to talk to you about today because I was fixing lamps. You know, I lived in the States, and at one time I lived in this big old farmhouse, and I think the fellow who built it was an electrician because he had lights all over the place. Lights, and good electric job on the house. And it had incandescent bulbs in there. My electric bill wasn't too high there. I didn't like leave lights burning all the time. But, family's home when I'm at work, so there's lights on. And that electric bill wasn't too high, about $35 a month. We didn't really have much. There was a pump for the water. And then, of course, we had the lights. And we didn't have any really electric appliances. I had a gas dryer. We had the washer, that was about it, and the refrigerator. We didn't have like a big fridge. We just had a GE. So the electric bill wasn't too high. And I balanced the panel when I got there, because it did have an air conditioner that we didn't need. Well, now I'm here, and I'm getting a pretty good bill here at this house. This Battle-Elect charges way more than anywhere we lived in the Philippines. And the service is horrible. But we've got these LEDs. Now, I went around and counted them. We got 38 sockets for lamps. I've changed half of them already, guys. These things, you can find good deals on them, but still, I'm not saving any money at all because I'm having to replace these lamps. Okay, even if they are only a couple bucks each, if you look at that, the electric bill I'm paying, and then on top of that, all these lamps. We had one the other day up in the bathroom. Wasn't on, so I went to unscrew it, and the little housing over the top it unscrewed and broke off. So I had to wiggle my fingers in there, get this thing out, and the whole board was just burnt brown. It just melted, and I'm like, holy cow, I hope one of these things don't catch fire. I don't have IC cans in here. I'm not worried about the stuff up above burning, but I'm worried about these things. Maybe they'll get so hot they'll drip. They'll drip some fire down on furniture or something. So I'm not too happy with the quality of the LEDs we're getting here. Some of them I noticed, there's some of them I went around yesterday. I turned everything on. Hey, come on. I turned everything on left it run for about a half an hour, and I went in. And I took 3 lamps out that were just hot to the touch. I mean, they're LEDs. They shouldn't be that hot. So I took those out and replaced them. I have a bunch in the cupboard here. But I'm wondering why are these things getting so hot? Just too much resistance in the circuits. I don't know. Hey, you guys, knock it off. Stop your noise right now. You go somewhere else. But it's just kind of like a bummer, But it's just what you got. I don't think you're saving a lot. And if you look at how they make an incandescent bulb compared to these LEDs, I think they're a lot more involved and probably use a lot more electricity or power just to make them. But they made them mandatory in most places. You can't even find an incandescent bulb anywhere anymore. And I always like the color of them anyway. But it is what it is. It's just what we got. And everything here, everything seems to be made in China, and I don't think that their quality. It's just like Japan after the war when they started making stuff. Nobody wanted any Japanese stuff because it wasn't good, but they learned quickly. And now, from Japan, most of my life it's been some of the best stuff. So hopefully China will go the same way. And their products will get to be a higher quality. But I still believe, I've said this before in videos, I think that they get the 3rd and 4th tier products delivered here. I don't know why, but it just seems to me like Philippines will just take a lot. They'll take a lot, and they just don't complain, and they just say, okay, fine. It's like these houses here with all the crap we've been dealing with. We do have the water back on. I don't have enough pressure to have a shower upstairs, but we got decent pressure down, enough so I can do the dishes now. Morning. And we can get the toilet will flush upstairs now, so that's good. But we still got barrels and buckets all over the place for this, which kind of sucks. It really sucks. Hopefully they'll get it. She's not here. She's gone today. What do you need?
Mom.
Yeah, she's gone. Not home today. Okay. So yeah, he was looking for he's the foreman, I guess. Nice fellow. But they put a lot of pipes in when I was over there by the tower. They came in and they dropped the new motor and they replaced the pipe. And I didn't see any of the old pipe. I was wondering if maybe it was clogged up, but they didn't put looked like a 2.5-inch line. And that's not going to be enough to cover. That's enough to fill the tank, to keep that tank full for the demand. But if they're going to try to connect us directly, this area to a 2.5-inch pipe, that's never going to keep up with. These places are going to be coming online real fast here. It's not going to be much longer. We got 2 of them right over here. Those will be coming online very soon. We got another one over there. Once you start seeing the windows in, they're going to be coming up. This one over here is, bam, they're going to be moving into this one before you know it. They're doing the finishing touches right now. And looks pretty good. Nice place. And I never got to see anybody coming in there, so I don't know the neighbors, but so far everybody that comes in here is just super sweet people. We haven't really ran into anybody who's a problem, that's for sure. Don't like how they did us on the speed bumps, but there's not much we can do about it. They talked about a lot of stuff here, what they're going to do, but it just doesn't. It seems like they like to do a lot of talking. Morning. But that's about it. They do a lot of talking and nothing really gets done. So, but today I'm going to shut the deep freezer off. I got enough room in the house. We can load all this food in here inside. And I want to try to get this cleaned out. We got water now, so I want to get this cleaned up a little bit today while my wife's gone. It's a lot easier, and we'll get her fixed up. We got, I was thinking of probably connecting up the pipe just with an extension cord for now to see if that's going to help us with any kind of water pressure. I would like to get a shower. I mean, I don't think it's too much to ask that when I have a new house that I have a functional hot water shower like we had installed. I mean, if if they knew there was no pressure, why didn't they just say, oh, look, we're going to put a closet upstairs for you? That bathroom would have made a real nice closet or a bigger bedroom or something, because it doesn't really function as a bathroom most of the time. I mean, it's more than half the time we can't use it. We just came off of, I don't know, close to 2 weeks of no water at all. And now that we got water, it's not a whole lot. I mean, I still can't get a shower. And I wished I'd have known about it. I'd have put an Insta-Hot down here, so I could have had a shower down here. But the COVID hit us, and we couldn't come down here. I was just talking to the doc out in the Black Forest of Germany. Pretty good fella. I've been talk to him on the messenger from time to time. Nice guy. And I used to be he was a bodyguard for John Lennon. He's a computer expert. He wants to move here, depending on how the political climate gets, if he's allowed. Hope he can make it. I'd like to meet him. And seems like a hell of a nice fellow. But just the stuff that went on with this place, it's just exasperating. My wife and I are really looking forward to getting things done in Mindoro. And it will definitely be different down there, because we're going to be there when things get done. I'm not going to rely on anyone else. I want to be there. Somebody said, oh, who are you going to get to build it? Me. That's who. I want to be there when everything gets done. And now we can get them to dig holes before then for that, but we have to go down this time to show exactly where we want, because the ground has changed from what we originally bought. We wound up getting another piece, so I don't know exactly where I want to put the house. We were thinking of putting it closer up to the neighbor. The people who sold us the ground, they have a new house built there, so that when we're not there, they can keep an eye on things. I do want to make the bathhouse basically a hurricane bunker. I'm going to put steel shutters on it with hinges, so that if we get I'm going to put nice windows in, and when we leave, we'll be able to put a lock, make it so there's a hasp on the inside. I could lock it from the inside, and put some nice like double pane windows on it. And that way, if there'll be a kitchen in there, plus a dirty kitchen outside, bathroom inside, bathroom outside, and that way, we'll sleep in the Kubo house. And if something goes wrong, we get bad storms, which they get down there, then we can always go into the bunker, the bathhouse bunker, and that's what I want to build. Not too big. And then down the road, we'll think about, as if we can get more ground. Hey. Come on now. If we can get some more ground from these folks, and there's ground. I heard there's ground on the other side of the street and all that to do more, because my plan is for these kids, by the time they're big, that we have a house up for them. At least a home base they can work out of. Want to keep this one here, because there's higher paid work up here. Hopefully by then, they have the water situation sorted out, and then this bad elect learns how to provide electricity to their customers. I don't get how these companies, they're it. You can't get another electrical company to come in here, so they're it. So I guess they don't really give a damn whether they give you power or not, because we seem to get shut off more than anyone else around here. I've seen where Lipa's been shut down. But when the power was out, I was going to run down to Padre Garcia, the cash machine, and I thought, I'm going to take a ride through Lipa while the power's out, see what's going on. They had power. We were out all day. We were out till 6, a little bit after 6 at night, and Lipa was out for a short while in the morning. And when I went up there, cash machines are working, power's on, everything's working. So it was this section, and it's just like, it just seems like this section gets shut off more than anywhere else, because if you head down towards Padre Garcia, as soon as you get out of this barangay, up the street, there's people with power on. I went by on the bike real slow and seen ceiling fans running and crap like that. Now, we bought a solar fan from Lazada, and be honest with you, the dang thing works pretty good. I put it out in the sun, and they gave me a bad bracket for it. The bracket doesn't fit it, but I tightened up the screw enough, and I aimed it towards the sun. Well, then after it got dark, my wife says, oh, and she went and turned it on, and it had charged the batteries up, and that dang thing ran for a heck of a long time. It's got a bunch of them 185/50 batteries in it. In the neck, there's sets of them in there. So, and it's got a pretty good capacity, and I was surprised for as long as it was out in the sun how long it ran, because there wasn't nothing when it came. It was just a little bit. It ran for a little while and then quit, so I didn't want to run it completely out. But we got that, and we probably will, have things set up in Maduro where we're probably going to set up some solar. I was thinking if we do the awning, I'm going to situate that towards the south side and build up the awning and then solar panel the top of that, and then go ahead. And I know it's not that green. They tell you this green stuff is green baloney, but at least if they shut the power off, we have some. I don't know how it works here, whether you can sell it back to the power company or not, or get your meter to spin backwards. With these new smart meters, it's all a bunch of crap. I like the old meters, but we'll see how that goes. I just want to find out, if we're not going to have power, if they shut areas off for some reason. You never know in this screwy world what they're going to do. Look what they foisted on us for 2 years, wearing all this stuff. Now they got Punky Mox, and now it's not working, so they're going to change the name. They're going to rebrand it. And the WHO, somebody, some guy was going on this. There was another fellow on the channel, and he was talking about, they want to take over, and this guy's, you're full of crap, blah 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 blah. And this fella came back and got it straight from the Who's mouth, the rock band The Who. And he put it on the channel. I was watching that going, they're not hiding it. It's like the arch criminal. They always tell you what they're going to do, So they're telling us, guys, they're not letting up on any of this crap. So that's just how things go. And it's to me, it's just a royal shame. But kids and I had a pretty good time yesterday. We were out riding the bikes, adjusted the seat a little bit. Went out on the road a little bit on this bike, and I'll be honest, with these handlebars set back, I set them way back. I mean, if you take a look at it where the seat is, I got it way back. Plenty enough for my knees to clear. They don't hit the handlebar. This could go up a little bit like that. Both of these. I was going to do that earlier. This one I got to loosen up. But just absolutely fantastic. I got this seat leaned a little bit down so don't crush my prostrate, but it's working out perfectly. We did the same type of thing to Moo's bike, and he's a heck of a rider. Yesterday, he will not quit. That's something about him. I noticed a difference in him when he was just a little baby. I tease my wife and say he's going to wind up being a general. You know what I mean? He's just got a way about him, and he's got this mentality that he just won't quit. Like me, I start something, I ain't going to quit it. I don't care how bad it gets. I'm going to try to see things through, and he got that same thing. And it just amazes me, and his mind is real sharp. He's learning things. He was so happy the other night. He was counting to 100 for me. Didn't miss a beat, and did it real quickly. And the thing that really got me was, I said, but can you do it backwards? And guess what? He counted all the way backwards. He didn't go all the way down to 0, but he got down to about 50, and then he lost interest, and he wanted to go play. But he didn't miss a beat. He's a pretty sharp little guy, and he loves to ride the bikes. He was asking how comes he only had 1 speed, and I said, that's all you need, buddy. We were having a lot of trouble with Maddie's with the chain coming off, but we got that rectified. Dorothy's chain came off a couple times. Of course, Faye doesn't really ride hers. I wish she would ride with us more. That's something I thought that would be for the family, but it's not. It's only for the kids and me. And it's a beautiful bike she's got. But I guess Dorothy will get it when she gets bigger, and they'll move up. They'll move up the way. I personally, if it was up to me anymore, I would have a Dutch bike, without this, so that you could step through it a lot easier. Because this one, I got to lay it over pretty far to get on it. And I don't want to be like Bite Hole and get my foot caught in the trap and fall over. Did you guys look at that real close? I don't know. I like to look at this stuff. And I was watching this thing, And here's a guy, I think, what, he's supposed to be 78 years old or something like that. Somebody, whoever on there, leave a comment how old he is. I didn't look it up or anything, but I thought he was 70, 78, or at least 75 or something. But I was looking at that fellow that fell over on the bike, and I'll be honest with you, guys, that was no old man's leg. That was a young guy. That was no old man. And you look at him shuffle. Sometimes he shuffles, you know, he's like this, and he turns around and he shakes invisible people's hands, and he does this kind of stuff. I don't think his body's in that fit and tone. And here he comes riding a bicycle, and he looks all young and virulent, blah, blah, blah. And that was no old man's leg, guys. You know, it's just not. So I don't get what they were trying to do there, what the plan is, why they even did that. But it just seems everything they do is for some nefarious reason. I still get a big kick. I talked to some buddies about this thing going on in Ukraine and how the news really isn't telling you what's going on. But looks like Russia's winning. You know, they're taking all kinds of stuff. I just saw a thing on there where they took out 50 of officers, you know, leaders and all this stuff from Ukraine with a missile fired from a ship. So, you know, they got intel, boots on the ground, and they're, you know, it's going to be a win for them. You know, I don't know how they stood a chance anyway, but you know, are these people here, you know, in the U.S. going to push this into a global thing? Are they going? You know, they're already giving them missiles and stuff. It's like a proxy war, and that, to me, that's not cool. You know, I personally myself, the reason why I look at Putin and think, okay, I don't think anything bad there, was for the main reason when it started, who was against it. First, I thought it was a wag the dog. And then when I started seeing who's for it, the Clintons, Pelosi, Schumer, all these usual suspects, you know, that are totally for this war. That's when I started saying, oh, okay, you better start looking into it a little bit closer, because it just seems like a bunch of crap to me. You know, it's and I still think it's a wag the dog. A lot of this stuff that they're showing, like Biden falling down, they're trying to get the news media something that they could really look at and watch, so that you're not watching the other stuff. You know, it's the great magicians. While you're looking at this hand, it's the other one that's doing the trick, and that's just how it works. And this is what I think they're doing. It's a royal shame, but and a lot of people have been buffaloed by this. They just buy into it, and I'm surprised how many still are buying into this. I just saw a conversation back and forth from a buddy. He sent me his messenger. This was from a lady at work, one of the girls in the office, he said, and she was all, you know, that the company was going to do, they were hoping that it would go mandatory again. And he's like, why? You know, I don't want to get one. Yeah, but you're going to have to. Hopefully the company's going to make it mandatory, or we can get rid of you, because I don't want to catch it. So he wrote back and he says, yeah, but I thought you already got 2, and I'm going for a booster. She's, you know, and I'm looking at this woman, what she's writing, and I'm thinking, my goodness, you got to be kidding me. You know, what information is that girl getting? You know, that she's just so bought into this stuff. I don't know, guys. I can't tell you when I start seeing things like that. But I asked my buddy, I said, I'll put that on the page. He's like, no. I said, well, I can scribble out names and stuff and put, no, I don't want that. He says, you just talk about it if you want. So I am. Thanks, Mitch. But it's kind of scary how some people are still thinking on this stuff. You know, they're still thinking that, you know, the government's got to come in and save them. You know, they've become this dependent class of people. And that's why I think there's going to be a lot of trouble still in the U.S., because there's so many people on the dole. You know, they're getting money for nothing. You see young guys that don't work. I remember walking there was a store called Rhino Mart in California. And there was this big, handsome black fella. He was as tall as me, big strapping fella. And what he would do is he would go into the store and he would buy these candy bars 3 for $1, and then he would sell them outside for $1. And he had a little thing set up, they said, because he's trying to earn a living, he said. And I'm like, I'll just go in the store and buy them 3 for $1. You look to be in pretty good shape. You're not starving. He had nice clothes. So I did. Well, when I was in the store, the girl that was in there, that was working there, she says, "Oh yeah, he lives right over by me." I says, "Well, he looks pretty healthy." She said, "Oh yeah, he's got a wife. He's got a bunch of kids. They're like." I don't think they were on Section 8, but welfare deal. She's on welfare, and they had nice cars and all this stuff. And I'm, this is what these people are doing. This is like their job, and it seems to be now. It's getting to be generations of them. I knew a family when I lived up in California, up in the desert. The dude, he was supposedly separated from his wife, and a beautiful, beautiful wife. And they were living in welfare was paying for their housing, and then they had a daughter who was obese. She was getting SSI because she was too fat, couldn't work. And of course there was a little baby, and she was popping these babies out because the more babies she got popped out, then there was money for them too. And they were all living in the same house. And don't get me wrong, I really liked these people. They were nice people, but something happened in their. The government had twisted them to where this is the only existence they knew. I even told the fella, his name was Dallas, I said, "Hey, why don't you come down? I can get you down with me. And, we can get you in as an apprentice. And, it's going to be a little bit of a hard work," but he was a good, strong fella, only in his 40s. He's like, "No, they'll take my money away. They'll take the money away." Because he gets a little bit. Supposedly not to be with her, but he was afraid it was going to be taken away because as soon as he works, they're going to come after him to get support for the family, and then it's going to cut her money down. So he was like, no. So this is what the government put these people there. And if you don't think this is contrived and planned, then you got another thing coming, because that's exactly what it is. Here they took this young man, strong as can be, beautiful wife, she strong as can be too, and what are they doing? They're sitting on their hands doing nothing. It's kind of like this Q stuff I see all the time. I truly believe that's put out there with these white hats to make everybody sit on their hands and not do something until it's too late. And if you think these guys have stopped their plan, no, they never stopped their plan. They're never going to stop that plan. They got all the money. When they need more money, they just print more. What do they care? They're going to keep this crap up. They're not going to stop. It's what they do. And don't think you can think like them, because you can't. You can't think like these people who do such evil and wicked acts. You can't think like them because you're not evil and wicked like they are. Okay? So trying to wrap your head around these people, you're not going to be able to do it, guys. You're just not going to be able to do it. Dr. Evil on steroids. Look at this Schwabi guy. You look at some of the outfits he wears. He's Hollywood Dr. Evil. I wonder who he really is. Is he just a paid actor as a show? I don't think these people are really showing their face. I saw one where they had, I don't know what he was, if he was a Rockefeller or what, and somebody got in his face on the street. These guys don't come out of a building and go onto the street. No, they don't. They drive around their fancy limos and somebody picks them up inside the building down in the parking garage. They don't come walking out on the street for an interview. That's a big pile of baloney. That's a figurehead. I don't think that's real. So these are just my thoughts and opinions. You can have your own. Leave some comments if you can. Don't forget to pray for each other, because I think they've cracked a lot of seals on the book of Revelations, guys. I really do. So I'm going to let you go, and this is Rick Shaw out.